What is of Connect 7 family? I know that this episode is coming out of the usual order, but it is a special announcement episode. And I've been hinting at me saying like there's something cooking in the kitchen or some stuff for Connect 7. And I finally finished. So it's fresh out the oven. And I'm just really excited to share. So the news is that I just finished creating my first ebook. And the title of the ebook is called The Quiet Season, a winter self-care guide. Now, I want to give you guys like all the deets, so the why, the value, what this is going to do for you, this, that, and the other. And we're going to take it back to the why. For years, I've been saying I wanted to create, I just want to create like a ebook, like something seasonal and a short read, straight to the point, this, that, and the other. So after kind of settling here, New Zealand had some time to just kind of really reflect. It was just like, okay, let's sit down and see. So, meditating, speaking with the ancestors on it, speaking with the whole spiritual team. And it was just like, here we go. We're going to create a seasonal ebook and we're going to do winter because that's the season that is there in the States. I'm in summer now, but winter there in the States. And so the whole purpose of this was to just get back in alignment with nature. Now, about the ebook, it's not about being prepared for winter, but how to use winter to achieve what you desire, in your life and things like that. And just using those energies to be in alignment. What the hell does that even mean? Okay. So I'm gonna take y'all back to the old ways, and I'm gonna bring you back here to the current. So in the old ways, it's everything was just like in harmony with nature. When it came to winter, which I will say in my last episode or one of my recent episodes, Living in Rhythm, I discuss those lessons with the seasons. But a quick recap is winter is about that time of rest, reflection, ending cycles and rejuvenation, things like that. Slow down, chill out. You have spring, which is the time for new beginnings, new cycles, different things like that. So a little controversy, like I said, always is that January 1st technically isn't the new year. In some places, older cultures, and just being in harmony with nature, New Year's would technically be the start of spring. We're gonna get into that a tad bit. Then you have summer. That's that time of like action, vitality. It's a lot of movement. Things are happening. Then you go into fall or autumn. That's that time of transitions and just reaping the harvest. Like you're just looking at stuff and saying like, does this work for me? No, it don't. Okay, this does. We can get rid of this. We can keep this. And you're just, taking in the things that you have done. And then it starts all over again of resting. Now, getting back to what I was saying of like that cycle of this time is really just, reflection, and it's not really the new year. So this is one of those things where you experience being out of harmony with nature. So I can't speak for the whole world, but I can speak for majority of people where it's just like we're gonna start these New Year's resolutions January 1st, and then you start them, and then about like not a year, a week or two later, if that, you kind of fall off. And what's happening there is not to say like you have commitment issues. It's not to say that you suck at planning, but what's happening is that you're out of rhythm. You're out of harmony with nature because December 21st is really the start of, so winter solstice, that's when winter starts. And then spring starts March, I want to say between 19th, 22nd in that ball game. So from that time, that December 21st till spring, that is all winter. So January is still winter time. And again, that is the time where you're resting. You need to again rest, reflect, slow down in certain cycles. So it's not necessarily a time to start new things, but it's a time to end things, reflect on things, right? And that is usually that time. So it's like that's the time where you apply that energy. When you don't really achieve the things that you want. So these are some of the things where I say a little bit of the old ways of, how the ancestors and things did that versus like how we are now in 2024, where it's just like, this isn't a time to be putting a lot of action. This is a time that's like, sit back and look like, damn, I'm really with this asshole. I probably want to end this shit. Or I have some toxic shit I really need to work on and let go of. We're going to do it. So it's really that time of like letting a whole bunch of shit go. Because you'll see sometimes where people's like, damn, I already fucked up. My time will be next year. And it's just like, nah, you were supposed to end that cycle. So the value of this ebook is to help you utilize those energies to achieve the things that you need to, while also teaching you to get back into harmony. So one of the things that I talk about in this ebook is rest. And after talking with the ancestors and different things like that, when I hear rest in this time of age, I just think that means don't do nothing and sleep. And upon creating this ebook, it was learning that there's various forms of rest, right? You got your physical, of course, which is a nap, but I didn't know there were other forms of rest like sensory rest, creative rest. There are a whole lot of things, and I put those into the ebook, right? Then I talk about just like rejuvenation, bringing nature just like inside, and again, just utilizing these energies. So, how do you necessarily utilize that, right? And in this ebook, I kind of help you with that. I give action steps. So, utilizing these energies is like, okay, I'm aware it is winter. Instead of doing New Year's resolutions, let me work on ending some cycles that I need to kind of do. So some action steps is like, okay, let's end that. You're in the perfect cycle where it's time for things to end. So things will be easier for you to end certain cycles. It won't be as hard for you. Like you have everything around you supporting ending those cycles. Now, if you're a person that practices in your magics, baby, you already know you got to write some things down, burn some things, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Draw that circle, get in there, do a few things, open that circle back up. You got to do a little razzle dazzle. If you're a person, you're in the spiritual, again, that kind of applies to you too, but that's times for you to write some things down and like notice like, okay, this isn't working for me. I've been trying this. I don't like this. Ending this cycle here. I have these energies, these emotions, ending that here. And if you're in the tangible world, it's just like, okay, I'm in a place that I really don't want to be. So what is it that I need to end here? While at the same time, you need to rest and you need to figure out what those forms of rest look like for you. And I have all of that again in this ebook. And so the value that this ebook brings is letting you know that number one, this is the cycle. This is what I'm in. This is the season. These are the things that I need to focus on. Now that I have like a how-to to help me do that, boom, we can make these things easier. It's no longer a wonder. And you don't have to constantly be out of harmony to where you're trying to do shit and it's just not fucking working, right? You're trying to do new things, but this isn't the time for new things. You a few months ahead, baby. You gotta chill out, right? I know that for me, I just realized I kind of just stopped doing New Year's resolutions. And sometimes I would think like, do I need to? But then I realized looking back around spring, that was the time that I was really like, okay, maybe I should try to something different or do this. I like to add that. And I didn't realize it, but I didn't notice that I was kind of like getting into that harmony of things. So maybe that's you, right? And I'm not saying like, don't have any goals or anything like that. Sure, write them down. But if you want the best results, kind of shift it to, okay, it's New Year's, January 1st, maybe we for the end some shit. And that's kind of how you go into it. Let me rest a bit. And again, you may be a very busy person. You may be in your different things. Rest does not mean just sleep all day. There's many forms, but I cover all of that. And so I say all that to say this. So there is a release date, January 6th at 6 a.m. EST. So it'll be there, and you can purchase the book on my website at connect7.space, and you'll see it there. But I'm just super excited to share this with you guys. I also wanted to say as well, with this ebook, it's not going to be something that's going to take you hell days to read. I designed it to keep it at 2023 level because 2024 now level, because most of us got the attention span of a goldfish nowadays, and it's okay. We want things fast. It's fine, you know? So I designed it to where this is a book that if you really wanted to, you could just read it in a day. It probably in an hour, if that. But to make the most use of it is taking one section, understanding the importance of it, and choosing, an action step or one of the tips that'll help you, and just bringing that into your life this season. So, like I said, it's going to be a quick read, very straight to the point. You'll love the colors and stuff like that in there too. Just adding that color therapy as well, those winter vibes. But like I said, I just wanted to design it where it's an easy thing to read, easy for you to apply, because if you're new to this, just getting back in harmony, it's like, where the fuck do I begin? And it's just like, here you go, baby. Here you go, straight to the point. Keep it moving. So that is the announcement, guys. That's what I wanted to share with you. I'm really excited for it. I cannot wait just to see how you all apply it in your lives and just how it helps you out. I do plan to make more seasonal ebooks. I'm excited for like doing a summer one. I know I skipped a whole season, but now in New Zealand, I'm kind of like in that summer energy. So that's been very interesting. But just to see how these next ebooks will come and just help us get back in alignment. But with that being said, guys, that is it for this special episode. Thank you for tuning in. And again, I just look forward to hearing how it's been helping you guys. So with that being said, guys, later.